everybody. Morning. So we're so excited to bring you a True Colors little fun day. Don't want to call it a workshop. It's a fun day. So I just wanted to take a minute to introduce you to those that don't know. My counterpart, Diane. And none of us know who this is,
well,
right?
Some of the new people
might not.
And Kim has graced us to come back. So they've traveled near and far to bring us the True Colors fun day so we can figure out our colors and do some fun things and how to work with coworkers and a lot of other good things. It's the foundation that we've built the Color Me Healthy program on. So we're so excited to be able to offer it to you today. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you, Emily. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Emily. Emily helped us set up, get all the supplies together. It's been a while. So a lot of you are new. How many have never done True Colors workshop ever? Like in person?
Ooh.
Okay, that's why you're here, right? Awesome, perfect. So, so I'm Diane McMillan, and I spend a lot of time in St. Pete and Aquacal, and thank you, Kim, for coming and doing this today. That's one thing that we've done for the foundation, like Emily mentioned. So
I didn't say I was retiring, but I was not going to retire from doing True Colors workshops.
We wouldn't let you.
I know, a little caveat, right? So, so really since 2012 was the very first True Colors workshop. It was here. We did 3 sessions in one day.
Wow.
That was pretty amazing. And I think we did another one the next day. And it was a mandatory thing. And it was really the foundation of Color Me Healthy. And it's all about trying to understand ourselves and others better so we can work better together and take the stress out, right? Because we've got 90,000 hours we work in our lifetime. So what a better way is to have more self-awareness. And that was really the driving force behind this. And I'm going to, the one thing I wanted to mention too, that this is not about putting people in a box. So you're gonna hear a lot about colors, but that doesn't mean that you're not a blend of all of them. Because we all have shades of these colors, and some are higher and some are paler than others. So just keep that in mind. That's not what we're trying to do today.
Got it. All right, so is everybody like really comfortable in your seat?
Yeah.
Oh, too bad.
Uh-oh.
She'll be moving. So first I want to ask you, and this is audience participation. This is not a lecture. You'll be participating, right? Okay. So tell me, who are the people that you communicate with on a daily, weekly basis? Who are they?
Wife.
Wife?
Wife.
Did I hear manager?
Yeah.
Co-workers? Family?
Children.
Children? How about friends?
Friends.
Friends? How about
Social media.
How about customers? Anybody deal with customers? Some of you do.
How about myself?
Yeah. Now there's an issue there when you talk about if you're having trouble communicating with yourself. Okay. So have you noticed, we mentioned this a little earlier, that there are some people that you just kind of get along with, easy. It's easy to communicate, go with the flow. Do you have people like that in your lives? Okay.
Yes.
And then you have those other people who rub you the wrong way. I call them the sandpaper people. Do you have people like that?
Yes.
Yeah, we all do, right? So we're going to try to shed some light on the traits that some of those people might have so that we can better communicate with them. So now we're going to do a little exercise, and this is where you're going to do some moving. Okay? Now you're not going to move tables, but you're going to move your seat. So here's the thing. Some of you may have done this before, and this is a little interactive exercise. So I'm going to read a phrase, and if it applies to you, you're going to stand up out of your seat. If it does not apply to you, stay seated. If it's kind of like halfway between, you can do a squat and get a little exercise. I'm excited I can do my squats now since I did my 2 knee replacements. I can squat again. Okay, so here's number 1. So get ready, because you're going to be standing up to something. Okay, I have an organized, orderly bedroom. Okay. Now, a squatter. Stay standing if this next one applies to you, and join them if it doesn't. I have an organized and orderly workspace.
Oh, a squatter.
More squatters. Okay. Next.
Oh my
You have to go lower.
Okay. Next. I enjoy the challenge of finishing a project at the last minute.
Oh, look at us. You're still on the floor, Mitch?
I can't get up.
Mitch, get ready. Mitch, get ready for this one. Okay. I have a sense of humor that others think is weird. Told you that. Okay, next. Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah,
They
you know.
get that burn and I
It's an
love it.
acquired taste.
Okay, ready. This is you have to think about this
Make
one.
him stay there.
I discuss intellectual ideas more often than relationship issues. Don't stand on a chair.
That's interesting.
Okay, next. I have jumped on a shopping cart and ridden it through this parking lot without a kid in it. I've
You
ridden
never
a
done that
shopping
where
cart
you
in
you're
Walmart
not able
or,
to-
Look at all,
yeah. I've ridden a cart without children in it.
Not the parking lot.
You don't need to have an excuse.
Or the store, you could have
No,
driven
on
to the
it.
store.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah.
Not tried it, it's quite fun.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, ready? I hate being late, and it's rare when I'm late. You know what, most of you were, everybody was on time today. Is somebody laying down back there? Now, that's a first.
And I go down here late.
I'm glad you know.
Oh my God.
I'm always late.
Oh my, that's hilarious. Okay, ready? I overextend myself to meet the needs of others, often at my own expense. At the expense of my own comfort and priorities. Okay, wow. Okay, ready? I would go bungee jumping right now if I could. Let's go! Okay, ready? I sometimes cry at movies or TV shows.
Sometimes. I cried last night.
Okay. I love to watch car racing, NASCAR or IndyCars. I love to watch car racing. I wish I could drive the race car. Oh, yeah. All right.
I've gone around the track.
Now this one you have to think about. Okay? I usually think before I speak. Okay.
Yeah, you get to squat now.
I think I'll just go hold on because I
No.
think I get excited. Okay. I do the dishes as I cook, so when I sit down, the kitchen is already clean. That's if somebody makes you do that. All right.
Only when my wife asks me.
Okay, I can easily argue both sides of the issue, and I like it. Okay, last one. I am open-minded to learn something new, and I'm going to have fun at this Discovery Day. Thank you for all standing up. Yes.
Good job.
Good job.
Okay, the next thing we just wanted to mention that True Colors is a real thing. There is science behind it. It's not made up.
We didn't make it up.
No. Has anybody done Myers-Briggs, DISC, people mapping, things like that along the way in your careers?
Yes.
So it goes back, actually, Hippocrates. He actually was the first one to come up with 4 main personality types. And so along the way, Don Lowry is the founder of True Colors, and he recently passed. But he wanted to put fun into all this because who's done the Myers-Briggs? Like, can you remember your letters? Okay, so that's harder. I think the letters, it's harder to remember. So with True Colors, there's a color associated with all of those pieces. So it's typically people find it easier to remember. So if anybody has any desire to learn more about this, we have a lot of information, but we like to share that it's not made up. All right, and I think we're ready for books.
We're ready for
Can anybody look at that orange card and tell me what are some things you see on that orange card? What's that?
Adventure.
Adventure, okay.
Yeah, what comes up for you?
Freedom.
Freedom, oh, okay.
Fun.
Fun,
Daring.
gambler,
Risk,
was that, Ben?
fun.
Risk, daring.
risk, okay. All right, let's,
Exciting.
yeah, and if you notice the ones that are like on their parachuting, they have tools in their hand. Just interesting they, that there. Okay, and then how about the gold card? Can anybody observe on the gold card what you see?
Organized.
Boredom?
Organized.
Planning.
Organized.
Organized. What was that over here?
Budget.
Budget,
All business.
all business. Well, I see something that's not business though.
Yeah, some people said.
Nine.
Boring,
Some people.
Nine.
time,
Dependable.
dependable,
Time
okay.
management.
And there's a poem on there, yep.
They can trust you. Investment.
Okay, how about the green card? What do you guys notice about green? Science?
Knowledge.
Thinker.
Thinker.
I know, I'm glad somebody knows that.
Thinker.
Knowledge.
History, knowledge.
Art.
Knowledge.
Knowledge, intellectual.
Always asking questions.
Analysis.
And questions.
Always asking
Scientist, yeah.
questions.
Why?
Inquisitive.
Inquisitive. All the who, what, where sign on there. How about the blue card?
Romantic.
Romantic. Love. Yeah.
Positive and happy.
Happy.
Happiness.
Happiness. Another
Friendship.
Travel.
Family.
What'd you say?
family.
Travel.
Travel.
I
Travel.
see
Yeah.
the Eiffel Tower.
Okay. All good to know.
Love.
So you can start to see that there's a little bit of differences there between them. So on the next thing we'd like you to do is take the card that's most like you and put it on the left. And then
Based on
arrange
the pictures only.
the pictures only. Just by what you see on the pictures, go left to right, most like you to least like you. So the card on the far right is gonna be the one that you don't resonate with as much. Just kind of
Left to right, you said.
left to right. All right, and the other thing we want to keep in mind is kind of how, just your first observations, and maybe especially too for when you're at work. Okay, now, we'd like you to flip them over and read on the back. There's different sections on the back. One of them is at work, one is relationships, and one's childhood. So you can read them all, but after it's all said and done, think about today how you are at work, most often. It is a blend, but sometimes that helps people. So we're gonna give you a few minutes. When you read those, if you start to think you wanna rearrange your cards, you can do that.
Based on the words.
Yeah. I mean, you wanna, the other thing is you wanna look at the words and all of the things describing those cards and go with your first instinct.
Yeah, go with your first instinct.
I mean, don't
worry
give
so much
it like a
about work
lot
and
of
home.
thought, but just be mindful that sometimes
Your overall.
people have a different perspective at work, that's all.
But don't shock people. Like, that you're one way here and one way another way
Right.
there. Be like who you are.
Yeah.
Be authentic to yourself.
So, the next thing we wanna do is, in your books, on page 11, you're gonna see this exact page right here. And at the top row, you want to give the color, the card that's most like you on the left, the number 4. So you're gonna have a 4, 3, 2, 1, the way your cards are arranged, and you just put that value next to the card at the top.
Just right underneath. You should have a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Not all the same number. You'll have a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4 on that row.
So
And you
if,
rate the card like you rated them. 4 is the strongest, 1 is the weakest. 4, 3, 2, 1.
so like in that case, the orange card is gonna be on the far left, And the green card is gonna be on the far right, so they gave their first card the 4.
4 most like you, 3 almost like you, 2 somewhat like you, and 1 least like you.
I'd like you to tell us what your totals were on a page of your true colors and your numbers. The numbers that equal 60.
You want to say if you're blue, you're 22, gold, you're 21, orange, you're 15, whatever your numbers are, we want the color and the number.
So the one thing we've done since we started doing this is we actually keep a worksheet of who has what numbers. It comes in handy when people might forget. It comes in handy when you're working as teams and you want to know what your team is. We can kind of help see what that looks like. So you'll keep your books, but we will end up taking the cards eventually. Page 12, where you recorded your numbers, who had a lowest score of a blue? Raise your hand. Did anyone have their lowest score, their palest color was a blue?
Yes.
Okay. How about who had a palest color that was green? And how about gold? And how about orange?
Oh, good mix.
We have a good mix. Okay. All right. So now, oh yes. So, okay, so who had a high score? Who had a high score of 24? Did anyone have a 24 gold?
Right there, Mark.
Right there. How about a 24 green?
Or even a 23.
23?
23 in anything?
20
Green.
Okay, 22 green? Okay.
No. But you had a 22 with something. Yeah.
How about orange? Who had a 23, 24 orange?
I get 22.
22? Okay.
Okay, we had some 22 oranges.
How about blue? Any 23, 24s in blue?
22s in blue?
Okay. Just good to know. Interesting. All right. What we'd like to do, whatever your highest number was, we would like you to take your things, your book, your index cards, and
And water.
move to that table. Yes, and water.
Everything.
Everything you have. So if your highest number is orange, you're going to be here. Highest number gold.
Right.
We're going to leave this table. That's our biggest left.
I know, everybody's leaving me.
Which one?
What's up? Curious to see what's at the table. Is there anybody I know
It's the cool table.
no way. That's all the orange.
So if you can see on the screens we have, now that
Here's your
you're
job. Listen up. You gotta know what to do.
So now that you're all with your tribes, right, we're going to ask you to identify somebody to be a scriber, so somebody to write, and then somebody to report out what the group decides about these questions. So in your brightest colored groups, you want to identify as a group
I'm gonna be a problem solver.
what are your gifts, what are your strengths and your needs, and what are you good at? And then the second question, tell us what stresses you out and what frustrates you. And the third one is a bonus question, that people think we're this, but we're really this. So we want you to all kind of combine thoughts, have somebody write it down, and then have somebody to report out, and we'd like everyone to contribute. So once you, and your book is a great reference. There's a lot of information in there to get you started. Once you get started, I promise it will be so easy. Oranges.
So oranges or traits are creativity, commitment, independent, darling, fearless, loyal, energetic, flexible, and reliable. Our needs are excitement, fun, action, activities, diversity is the most important, movement and expression. right?
We don't have time for
Or
it.
frustrations can be sometimes exhaustions, being bored, laziness in other people, not us. Drama and routine. Other people, not us, okay? So, our stressors are being impatient by other people. Intensity, is that what it says?
Insincerity.
Insincerity by other people, manipulation, and indirect communication when they go all around the world and they don't come up with the
Straight answer.
and then one-sided conversation. You know, you're talking and they're not listening to you. So over here we have people think we are loud, but we are actually expressive. People think we're cuckoo, but we're eccentric rambunctious.
And very sane, very
Yeah.
sane.
They think we're competitive when we are actually team players, and impulsive when we're actually
Initiators.
Thank you, and determined. People think we're dramatic when we are very lively.
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 Perfect.
I like lively. I like
There's the.
You can do it.
I got kids for support in here.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you agreeing?
She said no at all. Oh, yes. All right, let's do the goals.
Now I can't see.
Our strengths are problem solvers, persistence, punctual, learner, serious, focused, multitaskers, ambitious, organized, compassionate, composed, and honest. And our needs, patience, direction, compromise, prioritizing, and flexibility. Our stressors definitely is traffic, waiting on others to do the job, lack of cooperation, and short deadlines. Our frustrations are we can't find something, when someone doesn't understand us, repeating ourselves too much, interruptions, incompetence, inconsiderate, and excuses. Now, some of these are also from other people. People think that we're mean, serious, rigid, and too direct or bold. But we really are nice and kind, considerate, responsible, understanding, and getting to the point, saving time. Told you I couldn't see.
And so really, if we didn't have goals in our world, what would it be like?
Chaos.
Okay, so let's think about that. So with all this computer system change, right? How do you think the goals are gonna react
Fine.
with a limited time, learning new things possibly, things changing, versus the orange table?
They're getting a lot of assistance. Yeah.
So it's interesting to kind of think about that as you're learning about people, because that might help you know how different teammates react to change in different ways, right? All right, who would like to go next? Who'd like to go?
We'll go.
All right.
Let's go, Gator. Come on, Rebel. I gotta wait for my hat.
Yes.
Take your hat.
All right. Another cowboy.
That's right. Giddy up.
This should be on social media.
It will be. It will be. I don't like being on social media. Right to the Facebook wall.
Oh, yes, you do.
Okay, so strengths. We're really good listeners more than anything else. If you ever need somebody to talk to, just come to us. We'll lend a friendly ear. Empathetic. Like I said, if you have any problems, we're there for you. Good shoulder to cry on. Creative. You know, we like to flex our creative muscles a lot. We're fun. Pretty self-explanatory. We're peacemakers. That's a big one that we all kind of agreed on. We love to compromise. We love to, make it so that there's no ill will, no hard feelings. Everybody comes out on top, type of thing. And we're passionate. We're that one's also self-explanatory. Our stressors, time is the biggest one. Feels like we don't have enough time to do things. Or, constraints. We don't like to be constrained. We like to let ourselves be free. We need movement, kind of similar to the constraints thing. Conflict. That was the biggest one, I think, in my opinion. Not a fan of conflict, not a fan of confrontation. Kind of goes back to the peacemaker thing. Just make everybody happy and let's just move on. People who are inconsiderate. People who don't take into account how you're doing, how you're feeling, how things are going for you. And slow pace was one that might surprise you, but we all kind of agreed that, when things are moving slowly, we get impatient. We need to pick things up a little bit. People think that we're too sensitive, but we're actually just being compassionate. People think we're quiet, but we're actually just being observant. And people think that we're a little serious, but we're actually easygoing once you get to know us. So, that's
Yes.
I learned a lot today from her.
Who learned a lot? Oh, you. Oh, this is even better. Look. Thank you, Diane. You see? Fashion for the orange. Okay, I would say that identifying the greens stress, and I'm talking just from myself, because I'm the only teammate in that team, okay? So we need a structure, we need direct communication, we are logical thinkers, we deal a lot with analytics, information, data, we are problem solvers by nature, and we do a lot of questioning, okay? The whys, the when, the why, all of that you'll get from a green. We are resourceful, and we like smart conversations, and we don't like surprises of any kind because we're logical. So we plan. We're the ones that, come up with the solutions. So, but on the same token, we don't like drama. We dislike it with passion. I think that's the biggest thing that we don't like. We don't like vague conversations that do not have any substance. You gotta have some sort of structure. The sweet coding statements or conversations we don't like at all. We like the conversations, just laughing because this is true. And we dislike very much the answer because I say so. Okay? I was just talking to Emily about me being a kid, and I ask questions to my parents, and they will say, well, because I say so, I will, I'll be so mad because that's not the answer that I was looking for. I wanted to go to the root and find the why, So people think that I'm weird. A lot of people think that because I become kind of autistic in a way, in my own world, trying to find solutions based on the data analysis, the structure, all of that stuff. And people think that, she's kind of weird, Other people think, no, because she thinks that she knows everything. She knows all of that. No, it's not that. We're just looking for the data to do the analysis, to find a solution. Not to blame anybody, it's just finding solutions, immediate solutions, And that's what it says here. We find just the truth and to complete, the resolution process. That's how we are. We are not weird. Sometimes.
So, oranges, okay, so see if you relate to these. Freedom, action, adventurous. Pretty, you guys pretty much capitalize it. And then next, clicker, my clicker, helper. Okay, some of the things we heard and some of them we didn't. The risk taker came up when we talked about, when we looked at the colors, right? Risk taking is a very high trait. I think, how many of you were bungee jumpers in the group? A lot of you were ready to do that. We didn't hear master negotiator. And a lot of times people in the orange will make very good in sales, and they are great negotiators, not always. Natural entertainers, thriving on competition. How many of you were in the competitive group? Yeah. Someone in the last group said that they used to be, but now that they're older, who's you, Emily? Not as competitive, because I used to be real competitive, but I've dialed it down. And wants immediate feedback, okay? So unlike the green, okay, so you do something great, you gotta give them feedback right away. Don't, think about it and then tell them next week, oh, by the way, you did a good job last week. And they're like, what are you talking about?
Well, it actually does the opposite.
Right.
When you try to give me accolade, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, so that's another little chip about the orange, and then, I think we're gonna skip to the next one. Well, you guys brought all these up, you guys did such a great job. Don't like negativity, you like to be positive. If you're gonna give someone a deadline, you may have to have a little flexibility in the deadline, because the oranges don't like to be pigeonholed and do the same task over and over and over again. And, I like to wait, and, paperwork is usually not the strong suit of the oranges, so I know, because I'm an orange, so's Emily, so we know.
Gotta leave that for the gold, the paper.
Thank God, but we need the oranges because, we're a lot of fun,
Yeah,
bring the spontaneity, energy into things.
But we're also the brainstormers of the group.
Well,
Right,
the
right.
Greens would take issue with that, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna bring, like, if you're in a workshop, we're gonna be the ones that help to ask the questions and keep it lively as well as the greens do.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I agree. And I think the key thing too is like if you start looking to solve something, you know who to take their strengths from.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the greens, can work well with oranges, but they also conflict sometimes because of, you'll see some of the next traits, so
That
what's
makes
next?
sense.
All right, so the golds, found out the responsible, dependable, organized, loyal friends. I think you guys hit on all those. Be prepared. That is absolutely a deal with the golds. Don't go to a meeting and show up late with the golds because you're going to start off on the wrong foot. Also, family traditions, the work ethic. They love rules and procedures, but if we didn't have that, we would also be in chaos, right?
You guys
So,
said that, yeah.
someone's got to make the manuals that go with stuff to be able to figure out how to work it. Yeah, the right way to do everything. And also the checklists. Oh my God, even the way you did that, like, it's, I think in the golds, like, just to have a checklist so you can check it off, that's a big one. Okay, stress. Interruptions, not enough time to do something, which right now, in our situation with changing, that can be a concern. Changes in plans, the chaos, indecisiveness, all of those things you hit on. No follow-through, that's another one. So that's good to be aware. So if you have the orange that doesn't like to do that paperwork, but then the golds are expecting it, you can understand a little bit more about why that would trigger them than maybe something else. All
I'm
right.
gonna provide a little more texture. Clarissa did a great job though representing the greens. You said analytical, intellectual, visionary. Let's see some of the other traits. This is a big one. I'll think about it. Okay, I'm married to a green, and I've had to learn some lessons with this, and I usually tell some of these stories. But I come up and I ask a question and stuff, and it's not gonna get an immediate answer. As an orange, I want an immediate answer. You gotta think about it and marinate on it. That's an important one. And knowledge is always key, and you mentioned that. Always asking why, So you can come up with all these great ideas and things, and you present them to a high green, and they're like, where's the data? You gotta prove it. Yeah, I'll tell my one story that I always like to tell. So, Bill was studying for his doctorate back in the day, and he was he'd go to work here, and then come home and also be sitting down working. So I saw more of the back of his head than I did his face for about 3 years. But he was sitting so much. So I said, oh, I gotta get him one of those stand-up desks. So I went out of town. While I was out of town, I installed a stand-up desk. And I came home from his trip and went, I was thinking, oh, I'm in trouble, but it's okay, because I had prepared 3 documents with data on the values, one from Scientific American, a credible source, and he read them. By the afternoon, he was standing there using his stand-up desk, and then he said to me, he said, get anybody in the company who wants a stand-up desk, and that's how that started. But the data was key. Don't be mouthing off about something that you don't have the data behind, so that's important. And need for independence and private time, and often exploring all facets before making a decision. I think that's a good one too. And the other one that I had to learn too is a logical approach to interpersonal relationships. Okay, so he's not gonna be all touchy-feely, because my secondary is blue. I'm all, touchy-feely. He's logical, okay? The love is there. The expressions of love might be a little different, than, if he empties the garbage, that's the love language, And I'm like, whatever, who cares? I mean, big deal, right? Yeah, or a gift or something. So that's one of the things that, green is the hardest for people to understand. There's a smaller group of green. So I think it's very helpful to learn these things about these other colors so you can then deal with them. And are you doing blue next? Okay, good. I have one story about blue. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think for the greens, talking about change and things, especially with the software, like the people that can test just all of that, green. I mean, they're gonna ask the why, what, where's it at, so they're good for that sort of thing too. Oh, and these are stressors.
Oh, you got them.
Yeah, you got them.
You nailed those.
Okay, so blue, authentic, empathetic, and passionate. And I mentioned in the last time that I personally have seen this in my career go from kind of not the touchy-feely, but just not serious in a business sense.
But
I
it's
think,
respected.
yeah, and I think now, having empathy and being able to deal with people in those ways has really changed. And I think working remote when we did for a couple years, all of those things, because you've got caretakers, nurturers, harmony, you guys touched on all this, cause-oriented, they have to feel like they're doing something with meaning, and then cooperation rather than competition, and romantics need to feel special. The people, I guess, right? And then the stressors, you talked about conflict, disharmony, that's the biggest one. And then learning how to use maybe your other colors to help that. And then arrogance and rudeness and lack of support. So the blues are always going to put the people in the picture, and that's also something needed in business.
I wanted to ask the people who are not blue, if you had a meeting with someone who you now know is blue, or someone you discern might be blue, whether it be a family member or a business colleague, is there one thing you could do to get that meeting started off on the right foot? And that's excessive, but what's that? Thank you. And you don't have to say it that cutely.
No, they were gonna think you're being fake.
No, but I learned this.
We know the difference.
I learned this, I did a session in another company, and the HR person was there, and she went, after she learned, she goes, oh, because she's a high blue, and someone like an orange or would come in there and just say, okay, let's get to it, and she'd be so off-put by it, and so her colleagues learned that all you gotta do is say, something personal, how are you, how's your day going? It doesn't have to be heavy duty, just a little bit, and that opens the door, just like someone who's high gold, you arrive late, that's
But I'm
not a
gonna
good
say
plan.
something on that matter.
I quit.
When you go, it doesn't matter where, the first thing that is part of your education that comes from home. You don't jump just into that. And talking from a green, I always come, hi, how is everybody doing, da-da-da. You just break the ice.
Correct.
And then you go with your business.
But if you're going to meet with the green, you better be prepared. And we're gonna meet with an orange. Don't just be too boring that you're just giving them list after list after list. Just engage a little bit. You don't have to throw balls at them or anything, but yeah.
Oh, but that will be fun.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay, so the second color that you have. So the first top two colors, I know today we've spent some time on the main color, but everyone's really a blend. But we call it the combo. The first and second color is really your combo. So if you think of yourself as blue, you could be blue-orange, blue-gold, blue-green. It makes a difference. And this handout kind of highlights that. And if you take a look at what you are, I think you'll resonate with that. And so if you call yourself orange, add your second color or whatever your primary is. So has anybody looked at theirs? Can you relate to it?
Yes.
So if you,
Orange, green.
yeah, so you just bring a little of each of those two together. So a blue gold could be different than a blue orange. The blue gold is gonna put that people factor in, that they're gonna have that more of that structure rather than a blue orange. All right. So we wanted to share that with you so you had it. Anything else on that one, Kim?
You kind of want to identify yourself. You tend to want to say, I'm orange, but it's nice if you say I'm orange, blue, two colors.
And if you put something like in your email signature with your true colors, either color, like put the colors in your name or dots underneath, that's really helpful too when you email them. Because if you're not with someone, you can tell right away how you might want to respond to them. If someone, like you're sending a note to Clarissa, you might send a little bit more information about what you're asking, or same thing with gold or whatever.
And not 20 emails back and forth.
All right, so we have an introvert, extrovert. So this is another layer that's going to go into your true colors. So if you take this list, and if you go down the list, row by row, there's only 10, and pick which one of those statements better describes you. So like the first one, speaks while thinking or processes internally before sharing. Which one of those is most like you, and just put an X next to it? And then you'll total both columns to see which side of that you fall, extrovert or introvert.
I wonder why I presented.
So if you tend to have a 5 on both sides, or a 6 and a 4, you're ambivert, so you're kind of in the middle.
Yes,
How many have a higher score on the left, extrovert? Okay, how many have a higher score on the right, introvert? The rest of you? Okay, interesting. Okay. The reason we do this is because that can play into, a lot of people think that the oranges might be extroverted, but that's not true. Right? So an orange could be a risk taker and maybe do solo hiking or solo mountain climbing or whatever, but some people would be in a group. And that depends on where you get your energy from, which is what the whole thing is. So the extrovert introvert is two little kiddos. So the extrovert, you get your energy from being around other people, being with them. It's important to be around people. And then also in bigger crowds. Introvert is going to be more about getting your energy or restoring your energy by just being with yourself and your own thoughts. And then your ambivert's going to be in the middle, who's that blend of both.
Oh, that's me.
So if you look at some of the myth busters that we have, introverts are not shy. That's one of them.
not necessarily.
Right, that's a myth, yeah. And so the extroverts are bad listeners, which you pointed out last time.
That's not necessarily true, and the reason is because sometimes an extrovert will ask other people questions. So they can be good listeners.
And I think the other part with the Mythbusters, and then also, the other one, I thought I had one more. One of the things about introverts, that 50% of public speakers, there's a lot of people that are public speakers professionally that are introverts. It's just after they're done, they're done. They need to restore their energy. Yeah.
And the card, right?
Yep, and the cards. Okay, so the cards, the index cards that you had in your books, if you could put down on the card whatever this introvert extrovert number is for you, and just add it to the index card. That would be great. So if your extrovert score is a 7, that would be good. If you're ambivert in the middle, let us know.
You can put ambivert for a 5.
Yeah, ambivert. But if you introvert or extrovert score, if you're higher or lower, let us just know what that is.
Is anybody a 10? Anybody a 10 in anything? Anybody a 9 in anything?
Yes,
I mean, we're all 10, but.
Yeah. Okay, who's a 9 and what side of the equation? Introvert, extro. Okay. Anybody like real low, like a 1 or 2 on one side?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And where are ambiverts? Where are the 5s? Oh, so they group them, okay. So you can kind of, you can be situational with any of these. Like if you're introverted but you have to do something, you can dial it up to do something. And by the same token, just because you're a real extrovert, I'm a 10 extrovert. I actually can be quiet. Don't not ask my husband if that's true or not.
They always lie.
They always lie.
Yes, I will go home today and be fine in the cave.
And there's no right or wrong, right? But I think
No
it's,
right or wrong.
no, and I think it's really, that's another thing that's really good to be aware of. Because if you're in a situation and you have to be in a big crowd or some kind of big team thing and you're introvert, you can understand why you might lose your energy and you might prepare for that differently.
Definitely.
Yeah. And Kim, we shared last time, Kim and I were at a wellness conference, and Laura Putnam, who's an amazing speaker, I mean, she blew us both away, and we went up afterwards so excited to talk to her, but she was just so different off stage. She's a classic public speaker that's more of an introvert.
I mean a lively public
A
speaker.
lively. all over the place, and she's still out there and does amazing.
Okay, now are y'all real comfortable in your seats?
Yeah.
Too bad. Too bad. So sad.
We're changing it.
Okay, but now, do you remember what your lowest score was? Your Hannah's color.
I'm literally right there.
What it is? Gather all your belongings and move to where your palest color is. Your lowest.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Let me move this. We're gonna do a commercial. So, your job is to create a commercial and involve everyone in your group. The bags of props, you can do whatever. So you're gonna have a commercial about a product or a service, and your audience is your color table you're at. So the blue table, your commercial, you are giving this commercial to an audience that is all blue. And you need to sell it. And the same thing for greens. You're going to create a product or a service, and your audience is mainly blue. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
So we're going to take a few minutes. You can use anything in your props, and you'll need to all participate. You can have a speaker, but we'd like everyone to participate in this commercial. So some kind of a role, everyone plays in the commercial.
You recording already? Can we start?
Yeah.
Good? Blues as those softies, super loving, super sentimental people. My mom is definitely a blue, so I know from experience. What better than a travel, than vacation to bring people together, to bring family together, than enjoying a good moment, quality moment. We green see like that too. Family time is quality time. Traveling, we're here to sell you travel plans. Basically, why not enjoy a nice show at Broadway? Why not enjoy some nice horse riding, you know, with your loved ones in the middle of Montana, some peaceful moment in the middle of the wilderness. And as well,
to travel to Hawaii, swim with the sharks,
that's nice.
play volleyball or tennis, do one of your favorite sports, and have just fun with all your friends, people that you meet over there, to have a great time and quality time with all of them.
In between those times when you're tired, you need some stress relief, nice massage in our health and wellness spas.
Exactly. In the middle of the resort, that's some quality time right there. That's some time where you're gonna build nice memories, when you're gonna create more connection with your loved ones, and literally speaking.
And just have fun. That's
Just
what
have
you
fun
like to
and
do,
relax.
enjoy, relax,
Yes.
and create good memories.
Absolutely.
Yes. Care with
And
no
nice
better
pictures and videos for TikTok, Instagram, etc., etc.
Exactly.
I saw Austin, but he's like, yeah.
Sold me.
Big is a blue. Big is a blue. So, would you like to have a nice travel vacation?
Of course.
Fantastic.
We have, no,
We're on the air.
yes, well, we have to have the structure. Hold on, we have to have the structure.
Oh, they're doing structure.
Make sure it's even.
Oh my God. There's a whole thing going on.
Am I doing all right?
Hey everybody, check out this new phone that we made. It's made in America. It's very organized. It's very dependable.
When you go on your vacation, you'll be able to schedule everything with this phone so that you get your bang for your buck and you don't waste money on gas, and you'll be able to see everything that you want to see.
It has a clock.
So that you can keep time, because that's the most important thing to you.
Here for these low prices of $100 a month.
Oh wait, it's 6:30. I'll go play some tennis.
Tennis, the most organized of sports. Pause for applause.
We're bored.
Okay.
So oranges, you are impulsive, you are spontaneous, and you're generous, and you like to have fun. So how a better treat than a trip to
Jamaica.
We're going to Jamaica with lots of activities for everybody. For example,
The kids, we have stuff for the kids to do. Lots of stuff. We got workshops. We got guns. We got everything.
That escalated very quickly.
and we have things for
The adults. So the adults get to go to adult pool parties. They get to go dancing. They get to go
zipline.
zip lining.
But what's more important to have fun for you than to plan on the last minute, right? So just call us and we'll get you in the perfect room. But don't forget nightlife.
Put those kids to bed, people! Time to drink and go gambling. Woo! Get out those poker tables,
And
slot
what-
machines.
And after you have fun at the casino, just have a romantic evening at the bar with
This guy.
Oh no! Remember, what goes on in Jamaica
It
stays in Jamaica. I'm a green. We are greens, but I, speaking for myself, I'm a visionary. And I thought to myself, wouldn't we all take the idea if we could go back in time and change one thing in our life and think, well, what if my whole life is different? I've just done this, or what if school that I embarrassed myself. I like to get rid of that moment out of life. So I thought, I did research, and for decades I've come up with, what's the name of our glasses, guys?
Retrovision.
Retrovision, that's right. You put these glasses on and you can go back to any time in your life that, are you paying attention? Catch it. You can go back to any time in your life where you like to say, hey, I like to change that decision I made in my life. I like to, maybe I shouldn't marry that girl. Good one, Mitch, good call. Okay, so anyway, here we are. You put on the glasses, you go back to any time you want to go in your life. Say hello. So any time in your life you can change the course of your life. That's my introduction. Step up.
We're going through some testimonials here. I buried treasure, and now I do rich when I come back.
I failed my test in high school. I should have gone back and studied.
I turned a research paper and then I got fired because I didn't do any research about it. So now I'm gonna go back in the past and fix it.
Here's a brand.
I should have invested in Bitcoin so I can be rich now.
I married the wrong guy. If I had the right data with me, didn't have the list of assets or anything, so I married the wrong guy.
Priestess.
I needed, yeah.
We are the Grand Team. We thank you for your time.
All right, can I have
Yeah, that was.
Okay, ready? Yes. It's okay if I have. Is your life boring? Do you hate routine and structure of the day to day? Let us get you excited. Join us in the stunning Jamaica. All right. Join us at this beautiful island in an all-inclusive trip, starting with skydiving. Where is she going? And second, dinner with our lovely waitress. And lastly, a show. Enjoy the lights, camera, and action.
Yeah, man.
With the one and only incomparable and very orange Carrot Top.
Oh.
But if that doesn't excite you, let us entice you with a casino. Not only that, robbing a casino. Team Horner will bail you out. I have the card. Don't worry. So ditch the boring and embrace the fun in the beautiful Jamaica.
any thoughts?
I gave you structure.
Okay, is everybody ready? Everybody's ready? The commercial's gonna start in 3, 2, 1.
Calling all yellow people. Where are my yellow people in the room? Everybody? All the yellow people raise their hands so we know who we're talking to. Okay. What if I told you that I have the latest technology that can help you create your own vacation plan and you will not have to move but only your fingers? You like that? Well, today, let me introduce to you that technology that will help you take care while on vacation of your home responsibilities, your pets, your children, your work, and even your voluntary work. Let me present to you our AI personal vacation planner, Janet! Hello! I'm Janet, your personal AI. I will work with you, yes guys, you, to customize a detailed checklist that will schedule your transportation, tour, meals, airfare, childcare, pet care, and will design just for you guys your next adventure on your life. If you guys agree on our terms of agreement, you will get a huge discount. But if you respond to your email that we just sent to you, you will have our normal
I'm
price.
just checking it.
And we will give you an extra discount if you tell your friends and family. And the best of all is that our technology is made in USA. So thank you guys. That's it. Okay.
Okay, so this is a live commercial.
A very light one.
We have the name of our product, which is
Expenders.
right here.
These are our wonderful products.
Okay.
Yes.
So the origin of these expenders were, well, in the past, 3,000 years ago, we created pants. Men start wearing pants, well, ladies also start wearing pants, but high-waisted. So the belts became uncomfortable, and so we come out with the spenders to wear them. And then after a while, the spenders start changing colors, designs, and figures.
Yes. So, in 70% of men who regularly wear suspenders find the clips, the styles on the clips, the wear of the clips are actually very fashionable, very sophisticated, and also very elegant.
And
very practical.
efficient and practical.
Okay.
Yes. While you're doing your archaeology and your blubber butt won't stick out. Look at this 1,000-year-old bone.
Look at it working so well. About 85% of men and women find that suspenders are actually provided to have a good, comfortable belt. Instead of it being so tight, you have a free, wearable suit. And again, it does bring elegance to your
No
entire
more
outfit.
muffin tops.
Yes, no more muffin tops. And for posture too. It actually helps you a lot for your posture. It keeps you
Has
nice and
health
steady.
benefits.
So the health benefits are always there.
Less money
so-
spent on your chiropractor.
Yes. Especially since these are only $5.99. And if you get two, you get one for free for $3.95. Was it? Yeah, $3.95.
Especially when you're using my email for the 50%.
She's like, I still want my email.
No, I mean as far as
So, blue people, have you ever gotten out of work and been totally exhausted? And being blue, you just want to go home and love on your family and feed your pets and cook and do all these nice things, watch a movie. Get a drink with your husband, but you are too tired and your mind is not up to it. Look no further than our massage salon. Our masseuse Clarissa will have you up and running and ready to face your home and your family in a really good mood, in good, feeling well, and ready to do anything up until midnight. We would like to have a volunteer so that we can see how she feels afterwards.
Just relax.
just relax.
It's like magic.
Get her the candies. So she can scream. You see? So if you do this, you know, twice a week.
Oh, you don't do it.
Well, no, what I'm saying is coming to me,
Yeah.
you know? Then you will have a productive, you know.
Your heart rate is already going down.
You see? Twice a week we recommend the treatment, you know.
Book me.
Yeah.
Look,
Get her appointment, please.
you feel good already, huh?
I feel amazing.
Awesome. Awesome. It's like magic.
We provide also discount, you know, on the following sessions.
Could you give our
So was that when you guys got into your groups? How did that feel when you were trying to figure that out? Was it comfortable or did it take a minute?
Oh, it was so comfortable.
We have one going.
In my case, I noticed that I walked up to something and I told my sister.
Then I had to come back and get it.
So I guess it's
harder.
Yeah, so it's harder. All right, so we would like to ask you a few questions. Did you learn about your True Colors profile and what it means?
Yes. Yay.
Do you have appreciation and sensitivity to the differences in others?
Yes.
And have a new communication tool you can share with your teammates and your families and those in your life, right?
Yes.
All right. And we have some handouts in the back, some beads, some wristbands, stickers, and there's a few snacks if you want to take those. Any
Those handouts are
questions?
very helpful. They give you a
Yes.
little bit more information.
Yeah, and if you take the handouts, but any questions or thoughts?
You guys have been great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for coming and doing this for us. We really appreciate it. Our pleasure. Thank you so much for having us.
So, goals are fun.
So hard.